to set it. So that's a little bit too much. Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and today we're going back to basics. A while ago I made a video on just how a points-based ignition system works, so just a general overview, how it works and some basic troubleshooting. But I realized that we've actually never done a video on setting points, replacing them, and all of that. I don't currently drive a car that has points in. I have in the past, at the moment I don't, but this Mark II behind me here is in for an ignition tune-up among some other things. So we have a new set of points here. I have a distributor cap, rotor, points condenser. We got new HT leads. I have a new coil as well. So we're going to freshen up the whole ignition system on this car. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's really straightforward, really not that difficult. Just set it in the manual how you're supposed to set it, and it shouldn't be that difficult at all. But I'll bring you guys along and we'll do a classic points tune-up. First of all, here is the lovely Mark II. You may not recognize it, but this was the car I drove a year and a half ago or something like that. Did a driving review of this car. It was a sort of reddish like this color before. It's been in for a repaint. They've done everything except the engine bay and looks lovely. It's the original color, gunmetal gray with a red leather interior. And I'm just helping the owner with a few small things. Refitting the chrome around the windshield. I've done this side, a little bit left to do right there. The chrome was a little bit bent in a couple places, so I straightened it up as much as I could, and I've had to use a little bit of silicone to glue it in place in a couple places. And on that side, I've done the bottom bit there. That is glued and it's dried, and I'm going to do the rest of it a little bit later. But while we wait for that, I thought we could do the points. So the reason we're doing more than points is I tuned this car about a year or close to 2 years ago. I gave it a tune-up because the owner had rebuilt the carbs and he just couldn't get it running right. So I did a quick tune for him. We saw that the timing was set correctly, but that was it. And I noticed that it had a little bit of a weak spark. So I said, I can't tune it perfectly, but come back another time and we'll go for everything, because this has the old style ignition system. Let's see if I can set the light up for you guys. There we go. Which has the screw and connectors, which are really, I mean, they're original, but they're not the best. So I have a new distributor cap, new leads, which are not the screw in type, and we have a new coil as well. So we're going to put all that in place. And while we're in it, might as well put new points and condenser in it. They don't really cost anything at all. So the distributor on the XK engine is all the way down here. So what we're doing today is specific for the XK engine. However, any engine with points and condensers will be very, very similar. So I am going to take the cap off. I'll remove that. I am going to mark number 1 on it, so I know that, and then we're going to copy the firing order, even though I know the firing order for the XK engine by heart. We'll get that out of the way. We'll replace the coil, and we're going to have a look at the spark plugs. The owner said that they're pretty much brand new, and they look very much brand new, but we'll take them out, just at least one of them, check that the gaps are okay, and then we'll dig into that distributor. Just a screwdriver here to unsnap the little lockers on here. Let's see, maybe I can, yeah, sometimes you can get them with your fingers. I could this time. There we go. And all of these are loose, and you can see how stiff all of this is. So definitely really old, and they're kind of thin as well, so not the best. Let's see how the cap looks like. There is some evidence here of someone scraping it with a screwdriver to get it clean. So definitely pretty old. That seems to be the closest I can get it. We're going to have to move the distributor a little bit back and forth, but we're very close to that lobe now. It just doesn't want to settle there at all. Alright, this is going to be quite tight and a little bit difficult to film because the camera is basically in the way for me, but I will try my best. So that right there, the screw there that with a slot, that is where you can adjust the points. You can loosen that and then move it back and forth to set your gap. I did rotate the engine a bit more and I got it pretty much dead on a lobe. And I used the fine adjuster over there to move it so it's on lobe. We'll talk about that later, but that is just your timing adjustment, so it advances that way and retards that way. And it was all the way retarded before, so we can set it back to that before we fire it back up. So that needs to go out. So this is that one. And then we need to loosen the connections down on there. So I'm going to start with those connections. I just realized I made a little bit of a mistake before. So yes, that also does set. But you know, on some points, you have a, like usually somewhere that you can use a screwdriver to bend it. But here, to set it back and forth, you have this eccentric screw. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. I'm going to get some new parts together. I have used actually one bit from the old part, which I thought was better from the old points. I thought that little insulating ring there, I like that better than the one that was in the kit. Now the trick is to get that screw. So you see, that is an adjuster back and forth, and then you lock it there. So we're going to make sure that that is in place and put the little screws in that hold. Not sure what the exact technical word is for this, but it's called the base plate or something. The non-springy part of the points. And yes, it would have been a lot easier for me to actually take this distributor out and show you guys in the bench, but where's the fun in that? A little difficulty. So we're not going to fully tighten those down until we set the gap later. So pretty happy with that so far. Now remember the little insulator? I want that down there. And the new set of points. There we go. And we are going to bend that up into place. There we go. So far so good. And we have this little plastic piece here. Once again, I'm reusing the old one because I thought the new one, I had a little bit of play in it. I didn't really like what it was like. So there we go. I'm basically holding my breath here so I don't blow any of this away. There we go. There's sort of a slot for it there that sits in. So, go like that, and then this little cable guy over here goes onto there. Then we can get a washer. There wasn't a washer in the kit, there was just this new nut here. But we'll add the washer and see if that works. Yeah, it seems to work. There's enough threads for that washer. Some guys are probably laughing at the screen saying that I can do this a lot quicker. Yes, you probably can. And probably so can I if I am not filming and having a camera in my field of view. So this is basically like doing this in the dark by feel. And I think I'm actually doing a pretty good job for not being able to see what I'm doing. There we go. There are various upgrades you can do to electronic ignition. There's kits like Petronix that you just replace sort of the breakers in here, put that in there. They're full-on modern electronic distributors made by companies such as 123 Ignition. And I have actually picked one up for my XJ6. The Bluetooth one. So you're going to see a video on that in the future on fitting that, and then I'm doing a long-term test with it, and basically going to run it for a year as a daily driver and see if it's reliable, which I very much think it is, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see. That's tight. That is tight. I now need to tighten this. Here's this little trick. If you have a socket that you're afraid you're going to drop it, put some paper on there and it will stick on there. Works on bolts as well. That is pretty good. Let me just move the light around here. There we are. Pretty much set up right on the lobe there. So I'm going to get my feeler gauges and we're going to set the gap. The correct measurement is between 14 and 16 thousandths of an inch. So this is 16, so the points are a little bit too open right now. So we're going to make sure that that one is a little bit loose. There we go. And then, see, it already moved there. I'm going to use this to set it. So that's a little bit too much. Slight bit of drag on there. I think that's pretty good. Tighten that down. Still feels good. We'll tighten that one there. Still feels really good. So that's it. There are more advanced ways to set points, dwell, and all of that. However, in the original Jaguar factory manual for this car's Mark II, this is what it asks for. So we'll set it to that. And should be pretty happy there. I am going to just make sure everything is tight once more. Then we'll put a little bit of lubrication on the can there, just so that it doesn't wear out as quickly. There is usually dielectric grease and things like that. I use just a tiny little bit of Vaseline. That works very well. Then the screw over here, I'm going to reset that one to all the way retarded like it was before. And then I'll put in all the other new ignition components. And we should get this thing fired up again. And that's it. That is how you replace the points and condenser. A good thing you can do is, since the old stuff, there's nothing wrong with it, especially the condenser, put that in a little bag, put that in the glove box, tell the owner about that. And yeah, points rarely really fail. These are pretty worn, so no need in keeping those, but spare condenser is never a bad idea. One other thing I'm going to do is the knob here. Oh, I lost my light. But yeah, the knob here, I'm going to turn that back the way I found it, which was all the way pretty much all the way that way. It was somewhere around there. So then I can of course double check the timing with a timing light later. But I need to replace some things now. I'm going to put the new cap and rotor on, new HC leads, and a new coil. And then we can fire this thing up. Well, a slight change of plans there. We're not firing up right now because I got the wrong distributor cap. This is a pretty early Mark II, so I ordered one for an early one. However, someone's replaced the distributor with a later one, or maybe the engine, not sure. So I need one that's flat in the bottom, not like this. However, I really just want to show in this video replacing points and condenser and do it sort of in detail. Very, very straightforward if you've ever done it before. It's not very difficult at all. But since no cars have it anymore, this is a video for those who maybe have never replaced points, or maybe it was 40 years ago you did it last, or maybe it's your first classic. So I hope this was helpful for someone. But I promise I will film when I fire this thing up. So it'll be a little short video when this thing is all back together and up and running. But I did glue one more side of the trim, so another 24 hours and I can do the last thing and then just wait for the distributor cap, and this thing can go back to its owner. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Until next time, I'm Adam. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.